What would you do if the life you built was a lie, written in a language you couldn't understand until it was too late? It started with a ghost on our shared calendar, an appointment simply labeled Dr. Alistair, scheduled for 2 p.m. every other Thursday. There was no copay notification from our insurance, no follow-up call, nothing. My wife, Sarah, a woman who once shared every mundane detail of her day, had built a secret architecture inside our life. The screen of my tablet glowed in the dark of our Chicago bedroom, the blue light painting a cold stripe across the sheets where she should have been. She was on a work trip to Miami, but the faint floral scent of a perfume I didn't recognize still clung to her pillow, a ghost of its own. I tapped on the calendar entry, my thumb hovering over the delete button, a useless gesture. I knew with a certainty that settled like ice in my gut that deleting the appointment wouldn't delete the truth. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The humiliation was a physical thing. It began at our anniversary dinner at a steakhouse on Rush Street. Sarah was radiant, but her eyes kept flicking to her phone, hidden in her lap. She'd angle her body away from me, a subtle, almost imperceptible shift, but to me, it was a continental drift. "Just work," she'd murmur, offering a tight, apologetic smile that didn't reach her eyes. The strange behavior had been a slow-growing mold for months. Late nights at the office became more frequent. The phone, once left carelessly on the kitchen counter, was now her constant companion, always screened down. I'd hear the shower running at odd hours, long after she'd come home, as if she were trying to wash away more than just the city grime. The discovery was a death by 1,000 cuts. A credit card receipt for a hotel bar near O'Hare, dated on a day she was supposed to be working late downtown. A new lingerie set, tucked away in the back of her drawer, that I had never seen. Then came the calendar. Dr. Alistair. I searched the name. No therapist, no physician. But there was a Mark Alistair, a managing partner at a rival firm, with a smug, confident face on his company profile. His office was on Wacker Drive, a 10-minute walk from the boutique hotel where her appointments were. The pieces clicked into place with the sickening finality of a coffin lid closing. When I tried to breach the wall she'd built, she became a master of manipulation. "Are you checking up on me? Can't believe you don't trust me," she'd say, her voice laced with a theatrical hurt that made me question my own sanity. She'd turn my concern into an accusation, my pain into a weakness. She and Mark felt untouchable. I saw him once, across a crowded restaurant. He was with his own wife, laughing, his arm draped casually over her chair. He caught my eye and gave a small, almost imperceptible nod, a flicker of acknowledgement that was both an insult and a confirmation. He knew, and he knew that I knew. The breakdown happened on a Tuesday. I was sitting in my car in a parking garage on Lake Street, the city's heartbeat a dull thrum around me. I had just seen them, Sarah and Mark, walking out of the Langham, laughing. She tucked a stray piece of hair behind his ear, an intimate gesture that felt like a punch to the throat. I sat there for an hour, the engine off, as the concrete walls of the garage seemed to close in. Loyalty I had given her for a decade felt like a fool's investment. The man who had walked into that garage was gone. In his place was someone else, someone colder, more strategic. The tears that finally came weren't of sadness, but of rage. The broken man was being reforged into a weapon. My revenge began not with a bang, but with a click. The click of a keylogger being installed on her laptop, the click of a private investigator's camera shutter. I gathered proof with a chilling patience. Voicemails, texts, photos of them checking into hotels from Miami to Chicago. I learned that Dr. Alistair was their code for hotel rendezvous. I compiled it all into a meticulously organized file, a testament to her betrayal. I opened a new bank account and began quietly moving my assets. I contacted a divorce attorney, one known for his ruthlessness, and laid out the entire sordid affair. The trap was being set. The public exposure was designed for maximum impact. It was the annual company gala, a night where Sarah's firm celebrated its successes. She was in her element, gliding through the crowd, Mark not far from her side. I had arranged for a special presentation. At 9 p.m., the screens in the ballroom, meant to display a corporate slideshow, flickered. My face appeared. "Good evening," I said. my voice calm and steady. I'd like to propose a toast. To my wife, Sarah, and her partner, Mark Allister. Partnership that extends far beyond the boardroom. Then the images began. A photo of them kissing outside a hotel in Miami. A screenshot of a text message from Sarah to Mark. He suspects nothing. Can't wait to be with you. The room fell silent. The air crackled with scandal. I watched on a live feed as Sarah's face drained of color, her arrogant smile crumbling into a mask of horror. Mark froze, a deer in the headlights of his own destruction. It was a social execution. Aftermath was brutal. Sarah was fired. Mark's wife filed for divorce, using the evidence I anonymously sent her. My own divorce was swift and surgical. The prenuptial agreement she had so arrogantly dismissed held firm, and the infidelity clause left her with nothing. She was ruined, a pariah in the social and professional circles she once dominated. She tried to reach out, leaving tearful, rambling voicemails. I never listened to them. I just deleted them, one by one. Still live in our house, but it's just a house now. Sometimes late at night I open the calendar app. The appointments are still there. A digital scar tissue marking the dates and times of her betrayal. I never delete them. They serve as a reminder. The end.